You ask them, and they go, no, sorry.
Off the record, we can't do that. Are you kidding me? Our bosses, the horse racing industry.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, let's shift into something better and talk to Billy Sherwood. Hey, Billy, how you doing, man?
Hello, Dwight, Dave, and Tony. What's up?
Hey, Dwight here, and it's great to have you, Billy. This new Yes record, listen to John Anderson's pipes on here for 1 second.
It's not John Anderson anymore.
Yeah, it is John Anderson, isn't it?
No, sounds like him. It's John Davison.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Listen.
Yes, it's true.
Wow, I thought that was John Anderson. This is just good stuff right here. This has to be the first Yes record in, what, a decade?
I think it's actually 7 years. It's pretty close, though. Yeah, it's the first record in 7 years.
Okay, so let's do the timeline on this. Chris Squire, he passes away, unfortunately. You take the reins for Chris Squire. But you were actually a Yes fan growing up as well, right? That has to be surreal for you to be on stage with performing with Yes, the music of Yes. What's that like, man?
Well, Yes was my favorite band growing up, and, I saw their first concert in 77 and was mesmerized and knew that's something like that is what I wanted to do. I never imagined that would actually become the thing that I would do, but it's a very unique experience, and I've actually been around the band so long now that I've had the pleasure of touring with several different lineups. I toured with the band in 94 with that 90125 lineup.
Wow.
And then, I joined the band and we made Open Your Eyes. In the latter, I was playing guitar alongside Steve Howe, and then left the band, come back and mix some stuff and produce some things. And then, unfortunately, Chris falls ill and asks me to take his spot. And here we are. It's just an amazing, strange journey for me musically, but one that I'm blessed and honored to be a part of, because how often do you get to join your favorite band, you know?
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, Bobby, away from music for just a second, I think my godfather is my Uncle Wendell, and that's not really exciting.
Yeah.
But I heard that your godfather was Milton Berle.
Yes, Milton Berle. My dad.
That's cool.
My dad and Milton were. My father was a big band leader, Bobby Sherwood, and he was also an actor and on television. And long story short, he was on the Milton Berle show, which was like one of the first television shows ever. And they were very, very close, obviously. And Milton was my godfather. And it was very funny. The last time I saw him was, we were working on some tracks at this big complex here in L.A. This is many years ago. And the engineer comes into me and says, "Hey, aren't you related to Milton?" I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, Milton Berle." I said, "Yeah, he's my godfather. Why?" He said, "Well, he's down the hall. They're filming something." So my brother and I ran down the hall and knock on the guy's door, and his assistant opens the door, and Milton is back to me in a chair, if you can imagine, and he spins around. He's in full drag. And he says, "How the hell are you?" And that was my last encounter with him. It was amazing.
I just put two and two together. You said that...
just looking at Milton Berle up close with lipstick on,
Billy Sherwood, I just put two and two together. You said that your father was in television. Is that the Sherwood that you see at the end on the credits doing all the music for all those great shows?
I think...
Because I always saw Sherwood...
It depends on what you're looking at, but my dad was involved with, he was a big band leader, and, during Tommy Dorsey, Glenn Miller, he was out there writing and all that stuff. He was signed on Capitol Records in the 40s, and so he's been involved in a lot of movie stuff. One of the movies that he did was a Frank Sinatra film called Pal Joey, where he was Frank's musical director in the movie, and he had made an album for that and did a lot of other things. But yeah, he was all over the place. He's got a star here on Hollywood and Vine from stuff that he's done, and yeah, he had quite a career.
Well, let's talk about this new Yes record that's coming out, because the video on this is fantastic too. So is the song. But how long did this take? It's been 7 years since Yes. I think that's what you said, around 7 years. How many years went into the work on this? Because it looks pretty fantastic.
Well, we were touring relentlessly when I rejoined the band in 2015, and then COVID bumped us off the road. and we were all in our home studios in lockdown and doing what we do, which is create music. And so we started sending pieces of music around to each other, and those ideas became formulated into an album, and we knew we kind of had something to go on, so we just started making that album. And so it's quite fresh, actually, this record, and due to COVID, basically, because we finally had the time to stop and think about music, for a minute in the studio.
Billy, you mentioned that Chris Squire asked you to take his place in Yes. John Wetton did the same thing with Asia, played bass and sung for a little while. We had Jeff Downs on not that long ago, and I noticed I have all the Asia records, and Silent Nation came along because they ran out of words that started and ended with A. And after he left, I thought, you guys have one more album to do. You need to do Paul Anka covers, so you could do Asia Anka.
Yeah, exactly. And get Carl to sing it.
Hey, we're talking to Billy Sherwood with Yes, and you took over for Squire on bass, and you said that this was your favorite band growing up. It reminds me of Phil Campbell with Motorhead, because he listened up. He grew up listening to Motorhead and eventually became the final guitarist for decades. But didn't you do some work with Motorhead as well, or am I dreaming that?
No, I did. I produced Motorhead. I had a couple of tracks for them. I did the lead-off single for the album March or Die.
Yeah.
And I also did a track for the Hellraiser movie that he had co-written with Ozzy, and we did a remake of the song called Hellraiser. So, yeah, I had the experience, the Motorhead experience full on, and dove in the deep end, and it was quite unique. But Lemmy was a really good guy and an amazing character and super smart. I mean, he was like a historian, an almanac of World War II, so which always intrigued me too. So we talk about a lot of that stuff, and I thought to myself, how bizarre is this to be, talking about World War II with Lemmy?
No, you're right, and I saw a documentary on Lemmy, and one time he was invited down to see a filming of a documentary on World War II. And he started pointing out the inaccuracies to the director. That this plane wasn't around then, and he's really quite. He was really quite intelligent.
Okay, another entertainment thing, Billy. Besides Milton Berle, that's really cool. Did I catch you on a cooking show with Shatner?
Yes. And this is a testament to how sweet a guy and open Bill Shatner is, because I produced his solo album, Ponder the Mystery. Long story short, we put a few shows together with my band Circa that I have with Tony Kaye. And we did shows with Circa and Shatner, and we performed that record. So there we are, about to go on stage, and I'm in my, civilian clothes, and he's dressed up in this beautiful suit. And he walks in, he goes, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "What do you mean? I'm waiting for the show." He goes, "No, we're doing Hell's Kitchen." I said, "What?" He says, "Yeah, Hell's Kitchen's coming here, and we're going to do this thing." I said, "Bill, this is your record. I produced it, co-wrote it with you, but this is Bill Shatner record. You know what I mean? Do your thing." And he said, "I'm not doing this without you, man. Put your clothes on." I quickly put a suit on and went out there and stood there with him. But I thought to myself, how strange is life that I'm Bill Shatner's the lead singer tonight. You know what I mean? Hell's Kitchen. What's going on here? So, yeah, but Bill's a very giving, warm guy, and dragged me out there. It was funny.
Speaking with Billy Sherwood from Yes, so what do we talk about? A tour to support this new album? Please say yes.
Yeah, well, it looks like things are calming down, and I think Yes will be back out on the road next year, hopefully March, April in the States, and we're doing May, June in Europe, and there's more to come after that, for sure.
Well, here's the new single right here, and it sounds terrific.
It's the Ice Bridge?
Yeah, the Ice Bridge. I thought it was John Anderson, but he nails him. Hey, listen, Billy Sherwood, thank you so much, man, for the time. We appreciate it more than you know, okay?
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
All right,
thank you,
Billy. Billy Sherwood, yes. Also,
Milton Berle is your...
could you imagine?
That's awesome.
Isn't that great?
That's great, dude.
I'm surprised you didn't ask him if that rumor was true, Dwight. How do you go there, though?
I didn't want... Yeah, has your godfather ever showed himself to you? But there's the legendary story. There's a legendary story. I think was it at the Friday